What's up, Internet? This is Luke from Before Eternity Reviews, and I'm back with the Star Wars The Vintage Collection ARC Trooper and ARC Trooper Captain from the Tartakovsky Clone Wars, part of the 50th anniversary Lucasfilm Clone Wars line. Kind of like a well, it's not really a sub-wave. It was kind of like a whole wave that they did in the Vintage Collection. We got a bunch of different Jedi figures as well. I didn't get any of those because I don't really care about the Jedi. I only care about the clones and troopers in all honesty. But I decided to get these figures now because I finally found some on eBay that actually had good-looking paint apps on the helmets. For some reason, with both of these figures, the paint apps on the helmets just don't look very good most of the time. And I think that maybe because we have new helmet sculpts that make the helmets look more like the animated style from the Tartakovsky Clone Wars instead of that realistic helmet design from the live-action movies. And usually with that more realistic helmet sculpt, the paint apps look pretty good, at least from my experiences. But with this version of the helmet sculpt, I don't know, it just looks pretty wacky most of the time. But the ones I have found here look pretty decent. I got them both for a pretty decent price, so it's like, I'm pretty happy about that. These were figures that I was kind of looking forward to. I wasn't super hyped about them because I do not like, let me move this out of the way because I'm going to go over the normal ARC Trooper first. I do not like this sculpt that they are using. When it comes to the Phase 1 Troopers, I think it looks okay because then the helmets aren't super massive. And even with the Phase 1 Troopers that use this body sculpt, I don't think they look horrible, but they definitely look a little bit weird. But with the Phase 1 helmets, I don't know, it just kind of works out. But the main problem here is just the articulation. It's so annoying and outdated and bad. It's not like as bad as a 5 POA figure or as bad as like that Commander Thorn or Commander Doom mold, but it's still like super annoying to deal with. However, I will say both of these figures are still pretty great, and before we actually get on to them, let's go ahead and look at the card backs. So, I don't know if you've noticed, but my voice does sound a little bit weird because I've been sick. Don't worry, I'm okay. Just getting over it and all that kind of stuff. But that's why my voice sounds weird. But looking at the card back for the ARC Trooper, the blue ARC Trooper, the card back looks really great. I love that image that they chose. These are both actual images from the Tartakovsky Clone Wars. And the colors, like, I don't know, man. I look at that and it's just really nice. And especially, like, the sky in the background. That's really cool. We got the yellowish kind of orange name pill, the Clone Wars logo, the 50th Lucasfilm logo. And then you take a look at the back. We got the timeline, another image from the Clone Wars, and VC-12. And then looking at the card back for the ARC Trooper Captain, or Captain Fordo, if you want him to be that, because that's basically what he is. You have the same color name pill. We have another image from the Tartakovsky Clone Wars, looking really nice. Clone Wars logo. And of course, I thought I was doing really good when I was cutting off the plastic bubble, but apparently I was not, and now it looks like this. It's pretty bad. But we do have the 50th Lucasfilm logo up there. And then on the back, we got the timeline, another image from the Clone Wars, and VC-213. Another thing I also want to address is the lighting. In this video, I basically just got closer to my window, which I know probably doesn't do too much, but from my end, it is looking a little bit better. I am buying those light fixture things that you kind of just set up in the background with the soft boxes and all that kind of stuff, so it is going to be looking better eventually, but right now, this is what we got. Finally, getting on to the actual figure, let me just go over the articulation, which is honestly going to be a miserable experience for me because I hate the articulation of this mold, and I don't even like going over articulation to begin with, even if it's a good figure. So the joints are really tight. So for the shoulder, it's just not going to go up. It's really not working. I know it's supposed to go up, but it's not wanting to. I'm just taking off the helmet because it's popping off and being annoying. The elbow goes up that much. The wrist is a down and up wrist right here. And of course, you've got the swivel on there. With the head articulation, you can get them to look, it's not just on a ball joint, nothing crazy. You can get them to look down that much, which is barely anything. You can get them to look up that much. And of course, a little bit of tilt. On the other arm, it is another, well, actually, on this other arm, the only thing that's different is the wrist. And it's an in and an out. And then on the torso articulation, we can get it to go down that much, back, move your arm, back that much, a little bit of tilt right there. Of course, that swivel and everything. The hips are those awful ball hinges that I hate with a passion, but you can get them to go out that much. They go up that much. The knee articulation, just move the comma out of the way, it goes back that much. The ankle goes back that much, forward that much. Do we get ankle tilt, though? I mean, I think. I don't know what that is. It's something, though. And it's finally over. And you know what's so exciting? Both figures use the same exact sculpt, so I don't have to go over the articulation again. In terms of accessories, both figures come with 2 of these Tartakovsky style clone pistols. I don't think they have an actual name. This is just what they look like in the Tartakovsky Clone Wars. But they are the actual accurate versions of the pistols, unlike the ones that the Black Series figure came with. Both of these figures are actually accurate, so you really don't have to worry about accuracy with both of these figures. You then have the holsters on both sides. Both figures have the holsters, and you could just, well, I don't know, this is weird. I mean, you can just slot the pistol in there like that. I think that's the right way it's supposed to go. And then it goes in there like that. It's just weird pistols, man, or weird holsters. But I guess it's fine because it works out. You've also got the helmet, which is removable, and it looks pretty good. As I said, I got some that have some pretty decent looking paint apps. Of course, it is just that simplistic kind of blue stripes or red stripes kind of, I don't know, decoration going on. You've got some silver paint apps going around the back right here. The rangefinder has a little bit of paint on it, but it is not movable unless you count how soft the plastic is. You go wobble it around a little bit. But yeah, that's the helmet basically. And then you have the head sculpt. Both figures have the same head sculpt. I think it looks pretty bad because they decided to use that face printing technology on the old Fordo head sculpt. And I don't know, it's cool, kind of, it's unique, but it looks nothing like a clone. So it's just weird. So I'm just gonna put the helmet back on and cover that up. You then have the pauldron, which is a new mold. It's not on the original Fordo figure, and it's basically just more accurate to the animated style of the Tartakovsky Clone Wars. You of course got the blue that goes all the way around on that side, well, halfway around. The ammo pouch is on the correct side of the torso. Let's go. No extra armor or anything like that. This isn't the Filoni style ARC Trooper. It is just the Tartakovsky ARC Trooper. I don't know why they couldn't have just done this in the Black Series, but like I said in the video I did on that figure, I mean, it's just really easy for them to do repaints, and at this point, I don't really care. The rest of the paint apps on the figure look pretty good. They go all the way down the arms with the stripes and everything like that. They go on the glove armor as well. You've got some blue on the knee pads, but that's basically it for the rest of the figure. I do love the whole simplistic design and everything, and that shade of blue is really nice. The Tartakovsky Clone Wars has some really great character designs and everything, and this is really cool. And we never got the blue ARC Trooper before. We only had the red one in the vintage collection, and now we get the blue one, and we also get a more accurate version of the red one, because the previous red ARC Trooper we got, that original Fordo figure, that's super expensive, and that's hundreds of dollars, so I'm not even trying to get it anymore. That figure had a more realistic Phase 1 helmet sculpt, and so it wasn't like fully accurate. You did get the Phase 2 armor. You don't get the Phase 2 armor in these figures. The only other accessories you get are, of course, just the pistols and the removable helmets. But since they are more accurate, it is pretty nice. Like I said, the red ARC Trooper, or the ARC Trooper Captain, or the Captain Fordo is literally the same figure, just with red on him. Even taking off the helmet, it's the same thing under the helmet. But it still looks really good. The paint apps on the helmet on this one look a little bit wacky, but it's decent enough. Of course, you get the same pistols. Everything else is the same. I didn't really take a look at the comma, but now I will. And you got kind of the red stripes going around the border here. They look pretty nice, and the rest of it's just in this gray color. I will say these soft goods on both of these figures are insanely annoying, and it's kind of annoying to get them to stand as well. The soft goods look good, but when you're trying to situate them with the belt and everything, because the belt actually, let me highlight this. There's actually a peg, and it's going to be looser on the blue one because I've already taken it off on the blue one. But there's actually a peg back here underneath the thermal detonator. Ow. And so you can just take the belt off if you want for some reason. I think the reason that that's on there is because on the original figure, they had a different belt you could put on there. So we had the strap going across for the Phase 2 armor. But when I got mine out of the package, the soft goods were looking a little bit weird. Like there was a bit sticking out above the belt, like threads and stuff, and I had to cut it off, and it was just annoying. And then I had to resituate the entire skirt on the figure, and it was really annoying. I don't like having to deal with that kind of stuff. But I guess it all ended well. So that really about does it for this video. I do really enjoy both of these figures. In fact, I love them. I really love the Phase 1 clones. Here, let me try and get them out of the light a little bit, because I realize the light is like really hitting hard, at least on the way my camera is picking it up. But I do love both of these figures. Pretty enjoyable. I just wish that they would stop using this mold. I mean, for me, I care more about looks, and I feel like both of these figures look really good proportionally and with the paint apps for the most part. But really, it's just the articulation with these guys. And like I said before, if you do want to buy these figures, try and do it in a way where you can look at the paint apps, because the paint apps on the helmets can look pretty bad. I've seen some really horrible ones, and you don't want that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. And I will see you guys in the next one.